everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Gabe Saglie Show. I am your host, Gabe Saglie. I'm at my home bar here in Southern California and keeping an eye on the COVID-19 situation, how it's affecting the world of travel, culinary, and beyond. Any information you see on this show, you'll also find on our website, GabeSaglie.com. Plenty of links there and lots of my travel and wine writing as well. A little later in the show, giddy up, we'll show you one of the great horseback riding experiences in all of California. But right now, straight to my two guests for this show, Ashley Parker Snyder and Tim Snyder, their husband and wife team, helping to run the show at Fess Winery in Santa Barbara County. They do it all. They make wine, they're hoteliers, restaurateurs, they raise cattle, a family business through and through, but so really affected in multiple ways by what's going on out there right now. A quick word on Fess Parker. I was lucky to meet him for the first time, probably mid-90s, when my family and I were at his tasting room in the Santa Ynez Valley. He happened to be just hanging out there. Was really sweet with us, hung out with us for a long, long time. And then fast forward to just about 2 years before he passed away, when my late father-in-law and I visited with him at Rodney's Vineyard on his ranch. My father-in-law, Claude, took this great picture of Fess. Just a gentleman through and through every time I met him. And I've remained friends with the Parkers ever since. So without further ado, how is a family dealing with COVID-19 and the future? Here's Ashley and Tim. Hey there, Ashley and Tim. Great to see you both. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Great to see you, Gabe.
Great to be with you.
You know, every time we get together and chat, a fine wine emerges within moments. So I thought I'd do the same thing now. And you think that by me saying I'm going to open up a nice wine, you're about to hear a cork pop or maybe a screw cap turn, but instead it's a pull tab. Yeah, this is the new Epiphany release, the 2019 Grenache Rosé in a can. I'm still going to use a nice wine glass for this, but what a fan!
You get to see the pretty color that way.
Yeah, look how beautiful that looks. This is a Grenache Rosé from Rodney's Vineyard. So hey, this is a quality fruit source, a quality wine, but it's in a can. Tell me quickly, why go toward a can instead of a bottle?
It's kind of fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a personal portion, if you will.
Yeah.
To be honest, everybody, hardly anyone I know has one glass of wine. They have at least two, and that's the 375 milliliter equivalent.
That's perfect.
So it's basically like 2 glasses of wine. It's portable. It's pretty. It's kind of got it all going on.
You also have a Grenache Blanc that you put in a can. I can take you on a picnic to the beach, a backyard. The portability is fantastic, but the fact that I'm still getting a great drink in the glass, it makes it even more appealing, right?
Well, that's exactly it. And when we were going down this road and thinking through this project, really what we want are wines that are approachable right now, approachable and show really well in their youth, which both of these styles of wines do. Things that are bright and fresh and going to lend themselves to all the different situations that you just talked about. Going to the beach, going on a hike. Yeah. These days, driveway, socially distanced driveway happy hours. So there's all these different opportunities for usage with the can. It really lends itself well to all of that. It's easy to carry in, easy to carry out, recyclable, all those kinds of good things. And these styles of wines really are the kind that they're made to drink now. They're not intended for aging. Somebody asked, well, what's the shelf life going to be? And we said, we hope nobody has to find out. We want to, release them, enjoy them, drink them. Next year we'll make more.
So is it kosher? I mean, I had a glass handy because I'm broadcasting from my home bar, but I mean, is it kosher to drink it out of the can? Can I stick a straw in here? What are the rules?
We don't really go with the straw, but yeah, drinking out of the can is.
Although, if we have to wear those masks with the hole in it, a straw, I mean, you're set.
Yeah. I think it's a fantastic idea.
I tend to pour the rosé into a glass because I like looking at the color, but the Grenache Blanc right out of the can.
That's beautiful. Just a brilliant, poppy, zippy wine, just delicious. And for folks who have been to the Fess Parker Ranch, that Rodney's Vineyard prime location, some of your high-end Syrahs come right off that vineyard. So knowing that the same grapes that go into those very fancy bottles of Syrah in some cases can be found in this sort of super accessible can adds to the value factor here. But with foot traffic coming to a halt, how have you done things differently now to get that wine out to the drinking public?
Yeah, we've had to be nimble. We've had to adjust. I think what's happened too is we've seen that the situation has really accelerated some pieces of our business that were already growing and already becoming a larger part of our business. But this is just really, stepped on the gas pedal. And namely, that's really e-commerce.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we had started putting more energy and focus behind different pieces of the e-commerce business. And the online sales in the last 8 weeks since shutdowns occurred in the state of California have essentially increased by 300%.
Wow.
So people have responded. They've responded well. I saw an industry study where there's a high percentage of people who had never ordered wine online.
Yeah.
And now they have, and the experience has been really good. And the indications are that they'll continue to do so. So that's been the biggest change for us, has really been the development and the acceleration of the e-commerce business. And retail has hung in there, where we do have a couple wines in wine shops and in a couple of the high-end grocery stores in Southern California specifically.
But on-premise has obviously taken a complete hit with all the restaurant closures. So that's about 40% of our wholesale business. So thank goodness for the 300% increase in e-commerce. So.
That's fantastic.
And then our wine club is hanging in there very well too. We've developed a pretty robust wine club over a couple of decades now, and thanks to all those folks, they've really stuck by us as we've worked our way through this.
You also are very well entrenched in the hospitality business. And that's a whole different monster that needs to be dealt with, because you being able to take reservations, for example, at the Fess Wine Country Inn there in Los Olivos is not just up to you anyway. I mean, there are so many forces in play that will dictate when guests will be able to come back in through those doors, right?
No, it's true. It's supposed to be essential travel only these days. And we think coming to Los Olivos is essential, but technically not these days. And, we have had to make some tough decisions and furlough some staff. But we are working, have completed some work on property to spruce up the place so that when we do open the doors, hopefully, in the next, I don't know how, a couple weeks, hopefully people will enjoy, what they see, and we certainly look forward to welcoming them back.
Yeah, at Fess Winery, you've got that great space that you developed, that you opened up in the last couple of years, open air space where you're actually catering to people in a much more personal way, a much more one-on-one type of a level. It's probably going to be more of that we see moving forward from a winery like yours.
I think it's going to be really rooted in safety. I think it's going to be rooted in ensuring that people feel comfortable and that there's a level of trust that goes along with their experience, and certainly, I think that these experiences that we've been developing that are semi-private to private and made by appointment and a lot and really a lot of attention to the groups that are coming. That's going to give us a little bit of a head start as we keep moving forward.
What has been for you guys the toughest part of quarantining, and more importantly, I think what has been surprisingly neat about it, because it has kind of forced us to sort of look at certain things in a totally different way, and some of those can be beautiful things, like spending more time with. You guys are married, you guys work together. Maybe this is something you're used to anyway. Maybe quarantine is kind of the way you always do things. But how's it been? Just for folks who know you, that I think they want to know.
Meetings have changed. A lot of Zoom meetings and a lot of shorter, more focused meetings, and it's kind of, for me, changed a little bit and made me think about a little bit of the way that we use our time and apply our time. And I think that that's something that has resonated with me in the last few weeks.
Taking a hike, going for a walk on the beach. We're so lucky to be in Santa Barbara, where it's so beautiful and you can get outside safely. Yeah. So I will never take that for granted again.
It's kind of neat to focus on that in the midst of everything else. I'm just going to keep sipping here, guys, if that's okay with you. This is how I hunker down. I sip. But listen, great to see you guys. I can't wait to see you there at that beautiful winery there in the beautiful San Ynez Valley before too long. Best of luck, continued success, and we'll do it again soon.
Thank you, Gabe. Thanks for your time.
Thanks so much.
Cheers.
Be safe.
And for more on everything the Parker family is doing, check out FessParker.com. One of those side family businesses is Cap Land and Cattle, which is run by Katie McDonald, one of Fess's granddaughters. I just want to show you this. I got to do this with my sons a couple of years ago. It's good for all ages, by the way. Yeah. One of the great horseback riding experiences in the Santa Ynez Valley. You know, this ranch is more than 700 acres. And when you're on the back of one of these horses, you get to experience that beautiful, open, expansive space. God's country, they call it. You get to ride through the vineyards as well. Highly recommended. As soon as they open back up post-COVID, you can find Cap Land and Cattle on Facebook. And don't forget our website, GabeSaglier.com, for information on everything you've seen on this show. That'll do it for us. Tune in next time for another episode of The Gabe Saglie Show. Until then, stay safe, stay well. Cheers.